Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and this beautiful tree here is the Osage orange, Maclura pomifera. Well, let's see, when we zoom in, can find a couple fruits. They basically look like tennis balls, more or less. They are the size and color and even a similar surface texture to tennis balls. But what are they now? Are they oranges or are they apples, as the Latin name suggests? Pomifera means bearing apples. Well, beautiful tree, quite old. I don't know how old it is, I don't know how fast it grows. Looks a lot like a black locust, but it's not closely related to the black locust. So what is it now? Is it an apple? Is it an orange? It's neither. It's in the family Moraceae. Basically, those are giant mulberries. Well, in temperate areas, there are not too many Moraceae fruit. We have the mulberries, we have the figs in warm temperate areas, and a lot of people envy the tropics, where we have a lot of tasty stuff like champedak and papawan and jackfruit, the biggest tree fruit in the world. Yeah, but we do have one kind of biggish Moraceae fruit in temperate areas. Let's see, there are lots of them lying around on the ground. As I said, basically like a tennis ball. They are not a fruit, but basically an inflorescence, and here you can see the stigmata of the different fruits, an inflorescence which has fused into a big ball. And each of those, each of those stigmata comes from one individual flower. Well, the Osage thorn is, I wouldn't say too popular in Europe, but it's even found from time to time in Eastern Europe. When I was a child, in Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria, which is quite a cold city in winter, I was really stunned by those things. They grew near my house, and I thought, wow, those are grapefruits. We gotta harvest grapefruits. I didn't know that grapefruits can grow in cold Bulgaria. Well, I was about 3 or 4 at this time, and my mom told me, no, sorry, those are non-edible grapefruits. Well, we children, we still collected them and played with them and got the sticky Moraceae sap all over ourselves. Well, they are not edible for humans, but what about animals? The funny thing is, no animal is eating those. Big, juicy fruits, they are kind of softish. I could crush this with my hand with no big effort, but I would get the sticky glue, the sticky resin, the sticky sap or rubber all over my hands, which would be quite a problem if I want to continue filming. So those big and soft, juicy fruit are not eaten by any animal. That's strange. Well, maybe they are not eaten by any animal because the animals who eat them, they are missing in Europe. That's possible. Well, where does this stuff come from? Well, I said it's a temperate plant, but it comes from quite a southern area. It comes from inland parts of Texas and nearby US states. However, since it comes from the inland, it's not used to mild climate like on the Texan coast, but a pretty harsh continental climate, so it can grow in places like Bulgaria and even Russia. Well, it's also called the Osage thorn. This thing here doesn't have very bad thorns. I think it must be some cultivar, some ornamental cultivar. I can see the thorns, but they are not too impressive. Let's see, all the branches are high up. Maybe there is a fallen branch somewhere so that I can show you the thorns. They are quite puny in this tree, but other varieties of it actually being used as barbed wire in cold areas. Well, nope, no branch with the puny thorns, but you can believe me on this one, I wouldn't use it as barbed wire. It's still kind of thorny, but not too thorny. But let's go back to the edibility. So if we go to Texas, or I think it also grows in Oklahoma and some other nearby states, there should be some animal eating it. Nope, there is none. No bird, no animal, no insect, nothing. I mean, in nature everything has a reason. And if a plant produces huge, soft, juicy fruits, there must be some animal eating them. Usually with those huge or even small, soft, juicy fruits, some animal eats them. Preferably a bird, because birds, they roam far and wide. And usually the trick works like this: the animal eats the fruit is soft and juicy, the animal doesn't chew too much, and then later it excretes the seeds undamaged. By the way, there don't seem to be any seeds here. I checked a lot of fruit before I started filming, and it seems that there are no seeds, so I guess there is no male tree nearby. In the Botanic Garden of Heidelberg there are 2 trees, a male and a female. But here, nope. Or did it have males and females? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it had male and female trees. Even if not, you still need 2 trees. Oh, folks, now I started the video without checking once again if it has male or female trees. Please write in the comments, does this thing have male or female trees, or does it just need 2 different trees for pollination? I'm pretty sure it has male and female trees. So, yeah, a big fruit the size of a fist. Actually, there are even some with bigger fruits. Those are on the smallish side. The ones in Sofia were the size of grapefruits, and in Germany I've also seen fruit twice this size. So what tree would produce such big and juicy fruits without some animal eating them? Also, no animal seems to be spreading those fruits, seems to be distributing, seems to be dispersing those fruit. Actually, they were kind of endangered even before humans, even before white humans came to America. Why were they endangered? Well, because no animal would disperse the seeds. Why would no animal disperse the seeds? Who endangered this plant? Well, if it wasn't the white man, it was the red man. Or maybe, well, let's not say the red man. We don't exactly know what race those people were tens of thousands years ago, who came to North America and who basically developed the so-called Clovis culture. What is the Clovis culture characterized by? Well, big spearheads. What do you use big spearheads for? Well, to hunt mammoths and giant ground sloths and animals like that. And so we think that the Clovis culture, which basically hunted the mammoths and giant ground sloths to extinction, took away the animals which disperse this fruit. It is quite big, so yeah. An animal like a mammoth or a mastodon or a giant ground sloth. I think actually in Texas there were mastodons, not mammoths. Well, correct me again. I started the video without reading about this thing. I read about it a couple years ago. Well, basically the ancient humans, they killed the ancient megafauna, and so there was nothing to disperse this fruit anymore. And so it became, probably it had quite a wideish distribution before in the southern United States, in what's today the southern United States. But since those animals which roam far and wide, nowadays elephants can wander very big distances and are pretty good at dispersing seeds. Now there was nobody to disperse it until the white man came and started dispersing it, because it was used as an ornamental or as a hedge, as a thorny hedge. Well, from the weird explorer I learned that the seeds are actually edible for humans. There are squirrels which eat the seeds, which is not intended by the tree. For trees it's better if animals eat the fruits and excrete the seeds. But since I don't have seeds here, I cannot try this. But let's pretend I'm an elephant or a mammoth or mastodon or a giant ground sloth. Yeah, let's pretend I'm Sid from Ice Age. And now I'll try this big and juicy inflorescence. Not really a fruit, but a fruit-like inflorescence. By the way, folks, don't do this. They are not considered edible. It's sweet and tangy. It reminds me of bunya bunya pine, of the seeds of bunya bunya pine, which I harvested in Italy a couple weeks ago. It's not good, it's not bad. Well, I don't know, it's sweet, it's tangy, it's mealy. If I knew it was edible, I would totally eat it. Since I know it's not considered edible, I'm spitting it out again. But neither the taste nor the feeling are too bad. They are not very good either. It's like, well, yeah, it's not a very tasty fruit, but it's not a very bad fruit taste-wise. But again, folks, I'm telling you, this is not considered edible, neither by humans nor by animals. So it must be kind of toxic or must have some other very detrimental effects. Because such big and juicy fruits, something would eat them. Horses would eat them, cows would eat them, deer. Yeah, I don't know, prairie dogs, whatever lives in this area, and humans would eat them. Actually, this tastes like something which you could probably roast to improve the taste. Really not too bad. The main taste is sweet. It's mealy. It's resinous. It has a strange flavor, actually, two strange flavors. One reminds me of formic acid and the other one of some tropical fruit. Very strange that this is not considered to be edible. I would like to know why. Is there some toxin inside? It's very strange. No culture, neither the Native Americans nor the early settlers have developed any means of eating it. And from all the animals in the area, only the squirrels eat the seeds. Very strange. So folks, if you know some way to eat the Osage orange or Maclura pomifera, please tell me. I would be very interested. It's always strange when Europeans don't eat a fruit which appears to be edible or turns out to be edible. It's usually because Europeans don't know it's edible. But when Native Americans and early American settlers and even all the wildlife in the area don't eat the fruit, then I am a little bit skeptical. That's why I just bit a couple times onto the fruit, mostly sucked out the juice, also ate a little bit of the fibers, but spit out almost everything. So folks, don't try the Osage orange. It could be dangerous and detrimental for you. Please tell me if you know anything about the edibility about this fruit. Apart of that, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful town of Weinheim in Germany. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.